All right, Jamie, here's the breakdown for what we're going to call Sector 3. Sector 3 is turn 4 leading into turn 5. So that's the uphill section coming over that rise, and then the left-hander for turn 5. So that right downhill to left. This is at Harris Hill running clockwise. And again, we're taking a look at the entry. I've set us up. I've given you a little bit of a lead. I am the top video. So this is my lap of 128. Below is your lap of 138.39, I think. I'll have to go back and check, but unfortunately, I don't have it flagged on the data right here. So as you can see, I'm building up and still generating speed as I come up to that turn-in cone. We see you're at the turn-in cone at 98 miles an hour. We're going to allow me to run through. So I'm at 106. So carrying a bit more speed. Admittedly, coming in here, I went in a little too hot, a little too deep. And I could have counteracted that, honestly, by going to the brakes a little bit earlier and a little bit harder as I came over the crest here. I think, as I mentioned to you, I was relatively surprised by how quickly your car gained speed. We both talked about it. You've got a fair amount of power in that car. And frankly, I was surprised. Doesn't happen to me a lot, but again, car is fast. But here, as we're coming up over the rise here, once again, this is going to be similar to my breakdown of Sector 2. It's being able to carry that speed further down to the apex is going to get you faster laps. And that's one of the things that I'm doing here. So if we take a look, you're just coming by that apex cone, it's not really an apex cone. It's more of a target cone. I guess you kind of double apex this corner. Regardless, this is our marker where we get close to the grass coming up the hill. We see I'm approaching it at around 93 miles an hour. Now, granted, I'm going to be bleeding speed very quickly, but you're at it at 61. Let's take a look at boom. So I've got over 20 miles an hour on you as I come into here. Again, I've got the confidence on the brakes. And I was a little bit deep in here, but I think I can confidently say we can definitely add 10 miles an hour onto your speed there as we come through there, and we'll work up to that and then possibly create more. Again, one of the things that's happening here is I'm using this pavement prior to the apex, which is over on the right-hand side here. I'm using that to brake and slow that car. We've got the room, so we might as well use it. So all through here, I'm braking. And frankly, I should probably be braking the car a little bit more than you. But if you take a look, we're almost at the same spot, and I'm still 13 miles an hour up on you. And then I'm starting to make that car. I came out a little bit wide, similar to what I did in turn 3, or setting up for turn 3 prior to turn 2. But here in turn 4, I've come out a little bit wide, and then I'm banging the car back towards that apex. And here, right, I carried a significant amount of speed, more speed than you as I came into the corner. But here, what we're seeing is our minimum speed coming through the corner. It's not that different. You and I are pretty darn close together in our speeds. You're actually carrying a fair amount of G's there too. So I'm bending the car down here. I've got 46 versus your 44, 47. And we see now I'm starting to pick that throttle up. And that's how I'm starting to make some gains on you. So we're going to see we're still carrying similar throttle. But as we come up over that hill, you can see I've still got a fair amount of throttle dialed in where you've come off that throttle. And that's allowed me to get up to 59 miles an hour, 60, 61. And then I start slowing that car down and we see our speeds coming back together. 55, 53, and we're very similar through here. And in fact, you're carrying a little bit more speed than me. So I got to call that out. That's nice. That's awesome. You got a mile an hour on me. But then, and I give up a little bit, and I actually saw this in the data. So I gave up a little bit early. And again, I think I kept reminding you that it requires some patience as we come through this corner. And if we watch, I think we're going to see that my throttle plot starts rising faster than yours a little bit. And so that's allowing me to exit here with a few more miles an hour, right? I'm exiting at about 4 miles an hour, though you're not quite at the cone yet. So Let's do a more accurate comparison. So we've got 68 miles an hour there. And if I back myself up to that cone, 71. So very close. Honestly, very, very close. So it's still 3 miles an hour. And one of the things I want to call out is understand that that 3 miles an hour or 5 miles an hour, whatever it is, we'll keep it at three. If I carry that 3 miles an hour for the entire length of the straightaway in that turn, that's going to be a significant difference between the two of us. So just remember, build that speed up and try to carry it coming through there. And I think that's a pretty good breakdown of that sector, just short and sweet. All right, we'll move on to the next sector.